Welcome back to Affiliated, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Well, by us, I mean me, because Kyle is in New York right now at Affiliate Summit East, but I've got a great guest we're bringing on here to Affiliated that I'm excited to chat about because we're going to be covering AI and how conversational AI can be boosting your profits, which I'm stoked for because everything I hear about AI is just around copy, 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 and images and Midjourney and ChatGTP. And I'm like, how do we actually use this to scale up businesses that's not just copy creative stuff? So without further ado, adieu. I'd like to introduce Abdul Farooqi. He's the owner, CEO of Max.ai, and he'll be taking us through how to use this conversational AI in some really cool ways. Thanks for joining us, Abdul.
Thanks, Thomas, and thanks for having me here. You actually remind me of a friend, Nick Coates. He's pretty, you might have seen
I
him
know Nick
around.
well. Yeah.
He's in
Yeah.
the space, and I think he's from your neck of the woods as well.
He is. We actually, when I started at ClickBank, the CEO at the time had to stand next to each other. He's like, "You two could be brothers." We're like, yeah, we're tall with beards and glasses and white. Yeah, we could be brothers. Yeah.
Super excited to talk about Max.ai as a bit of a background as well. Like we've been in the space for the last few years. Last year we did about $50 million in revenue, and what our parent company does is we find subject matter experts that are really good at what they do. And you might be an expert on Airbnb, but you don't know anything about marketing or distribution, and we basically publish you. So we've done that a few times with multiple different experts where we created their info businesses and we launched. So Max.ai actually came from a necessity because as you scale info businesses, you just have to deal with more and more biological inefficiency, what I call it.
Yep.
And we got into this business to have like a good lifestyle business, or it's not so much lifestyle business anymore, but that's why every info business, or at least gets in most of them, right? And so when ChatGPT came out, my chief technology officer and I start working on this thing right away with the idea that, hey, how can we have Max understand your info business, what you're selling, and then be able to serve your clients and being able to convert leads into buyers, and also help out your buyers with customer service. So yeah, that's basically what we created.
Nice. So what are the specific maybe roles or like use cases you're using Max.ai to fill in someone's like a solopreneur or an info kind of business?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know most people listening to this may not be able to like watch the video, but I think you have a YouTube channel as well,
Yep.
right? So I'll just share my screen, but I'll be pretty descriptive.
Paint us a
With
word picture, Abdul. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, what my chief technology officer and I created, and this took us about 4 or 5 months to build. But basically, we created a container where there's machine learning happening on your data. So Max.ai allows you to upload a Google Drive link or upload any files into this container. So this could be your course videos, this could be your SOPs, this could be information about your products. So over here, if you can see the video, you can see this is like hours and hours of course content. This is an agency program. It's called and this course sells for $5,000.
Okay.
And we basically uploaded this 30-hour course into Max. And Max goes through 30 hours worth of content, and it understands, it ingests your content. So it'll learn basically everything there is to know about your business. And then
And it doesn't matter if it can be, I assume, video content, written content, like whatever. Mm-hmm.
it could be, yeah, over 140 file formats are supported. So
Okay.
it can go through PDFs, it could go through audio, it could go through video. You don't have to transcribe anything. It goes through it itself.
And is that, I might be jumping ahead here a bit, but is that so it's learning like brand voice? It's learning so it can answer questions from consumers. It can, sounds like like what is it doing once it's kind of grokking all
So
that information? Yeah.
yeah, so think of it as a super smart human being, about 150 IQ, that has unlimited memory as well, that can, after going through all your course content or all your info business content, it now understands it. So it's like your smartest person on the team now. Okay. Now, with this smartest person, you can have multiple use cases. You can take this knowledge base, and now you can have sales AI. So anyone that is coming into your funnel, opting in to your leads, or even visiting your website, now, because it understands your knowledge base, it can start helping people that opted in. And people that opted in, it can, anyone that doesn't buy, it can reach out to them and say, hey, you visit our website. Let's talk about one of our uh, um, clients actually that we implemented it
Yeah.
for. So so what we did after ingesting the content, we implemented a sales use case. Okay. And basically, what we did was anyone that watched the webinar, so the client has an opt in page,
Mm-hmm.
the lead opts in, and then after the opt in, they watch a webinar. And then after the webinar, they go to a checkout page. Okay. So once they go to a checkout page, uh, about 1% of them buy, and the 99% just obviously don't buy, right?
Sure.
So the first use case we implemented was reaching out to everyone that watched the webinar, got to the checkout page, but just didn't buy. Okay. Um,
Because right,
and
you collected the lead, so you know that they got to this page, didn't buy, so you have the exact information.
exactly.
Okay. And then how is the bot? Is that the right term to use, bot?
A conversational AI.
So
How
how's the
is it?
conversational AI reaching out? Is it through?
CRMs.
Okay.
So we've created an API that will interact with the leads on the CRM that you're using. Whether it's HubSpot, whether it's Close.com, whether it's Salesforce or Go High Level, it will integrate with your platform that you're using or
Okay.
your
Gotcha.
CRM. Okay. And then it reaches out to all these leads that, let's say, so the first use case that we implemented for that client was abandoned checkout. A lot of leads just after watching the webinar just didn't pull the trigger on a $2,000 purchase. So AI reached out, and the first message Max sent him was, hey, this is Christian from Fiction Profit Academy. They have like setters as well. So this is Max's messaging from the setters CRM.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep.
So Max says like, "Hey, I noticed you almost got started with our program, but something held you back. Is there something you're uncertain about? Is there a question I can help you clarify? Don't hesitate to ask. It's also perfectly okay to let me know you're not interested. I'm only reaching out because you saw our training." And the lead response, the person who didn't buy the $2,000 program after watching a webinar, straight up responds with, "Hi Christian, it just feels weird that I'm paying those I can't speak to, that I'm paying only just by watching recorded videos. I've sent email to the subject matter expert 3 times requesting a one-on-one chat, but she did not reply, and that's really giving me second thoughts about registering." It's like someone sends an email to Russell Brunson, of course, he's probably not going to respond,
Yeah.
right?
So we're getting
But
immediate feedback too. So I imagine you could spot trends that way as well. If you're seeing a lot of things popping up that, oh, this is an issue we need to address in FAQ or something, right? You could be improving the funnel that way too. But
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And then Max responds right away. After the lead response, you
Mm-hmm.
get consistent speed to leads. Like, I can't stress this point enough. It's like having a really smart person, 150 IQ, that understands your course content, your sales pitch, and everything, responding to each lead individually through text or email,
Yeah,
right?
like you said, immediately too. I know Perry mentioned a Harvard Business Review study where it was like the lead time to follow up or just to either whether answer a call, it's like close rates drop drastically if you're just outside of like 2 minutes. So
Yeah. So
yeah.
it responds like like within a minute, and then the lead responds with like, "Hey, responding to responding to so responding as Christian, hey, I apologize for the inconvenience. Carla receives many emails, but I'm here to help. Our course includes 4 one-on-one coaching calls and a live group coaching. Would that address your concerns?" So responds with like knowledge about that business. You see that?
Yes. Yeah.
And then they have more questions. Hey, thanks for reaching out. Do I need to pay to Amazon for registration or any fee before publishing books on Kindle on Amazon? Uh, Max response, no, you don't need to pay a registration fee to Amazon for publishing Kindle books. It's free to publish on their platform. Hey, thanks for clarifying. After making payment, when will I hear from your team? When will I get a chance to publish the first book? Max response, after payment, you'll get immediate access to the course. You can start learning and aim to publish your first book within a month, depending on your time commitment. And then the lead responds, hey, there's a sense of security to have texted with a live person. Thanks a bunch. And the lead turns into a buyer. Like you could see the status update on the CRM over here.
Hmm.
And that's a $2,000 sale that just came in. So there's here I can even
So
show
is
you,
there? So you said this.
or
So this is
the
operating as one of the sales agents, or like one of the appointment setters.
this is operating as uh, one of the, yes, appointment setters. Yes.
So are
Not
they able to monitor? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so in this use case, it's texting them
Hmm.
from Christian's account basically, which is one of the just abandoned. Like his job is to save these lost revenue, and that's an interesting point. So when we had a human being actually calling and texting leads, and they were able to save about 3.5% of abandoned carts. Okay.
Okay.
As soon as we implemented Max within the first month, it saved 7.5%.
Wow. Okay. So more than doubled. Yeah.
More than doubled the humans save rate because of speed to leads, speed to leads and
I
the
was going to ask,
quality.
is that just because of the quantity it can get through and how quickly it can do it, you think? Is it?
Multiple reasons. So
Hmm.
there's the quantity, sorry, there's the speed, the quality of conversations. Now, if you look at this, 92 sales, I'm just showing you on the CRM of the same program, 92 leads sales have come in, $2,000, 92 sales have come in over the last 5 weeks or so. That's about $180,000 that Max has brought in. Look at the number of times communicated, right? Like real human beings
Oh, so these are
cannot.
with, so yeah. So time, so I'm seeing with Shauna, right? 62 times. So so that's 62 times to that individual contact Max.ai
Multiple
has
conversations.
communicated. Okay.
Yes. So now you're having quantity of engagements as well as quality of engagements as well.
I guess, yeah,
Max,
Max doesn't get tired, right? So it's not just going to, if they keep
exactly,
responding, it'll keep responding back.
exactly. And there's multiple examples I can give you. There's another example where, and again, if you're not watching, I'll just describe it. The lead says it's a lot of money, and then Max responds with, "Hey, I understand your situation. We have a $500 scholarship available. Would that help?" And then The lead says, yes, it would help out greatly. And Max says, okay, great. Use this coupon code. Um, this will apply $500 scholarship to your purchase. Happy learning.
Wow. So you're giving it the sandbox to play in, right? And then it's able to put that deal together for somebody.
Exactly.
That's really
And it's
cool.
not going to
Yeah.
offer that $500 discount to everyone. It's only going to
Right.
give,
I can see people going, "Oh no, don't do, don't hurt my AOV." Right. But
yes,
contextually, it knows to offer that if they hear a pricing concern. Okay.
exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. So what type of lifts are we seeing? Obviously, it's performing better than human beings. And it is like it brought in $180,000 from this um, for this info business. $180,000 just came in through Max, but that's only the front end. They're also
Hmm.
ascending the out of the 92 leads, they're ascending 20-30% of these people into another $10,000. So Max has helped generate over like $300,000-400,000 for this business in the last 4 to 6, like 5 to 6 weeks,
Oh wow. So that's found revenue from the abandons in this case.
just from abundance. So that's just, yeah, one use case over here that has been implemented.
That's really interesting. How does, like, when clients are using this and setting this up, are they taking into account things like, I don't know, I always get hung up with AI a little bit. It's just like, does it have to disclose it's an AI if it's operating as a person, or the fact that it's using, like, things like that, or like, is there compliance concerns that come into play if it's giving out pay links and things like that?
Yeah, there's been conversations where uh, the buyer actually, the lead asked the question, and the lead asked, "Have you done this business model yourself?" And Max responded with, "Hey, I'm just Christian's AI assistant. I
Gotcha.
am, uh, you know, I'm here to answer any questions you have." And then the uh, the conversation just went on like nothing even happened.
Gotcha. So it knows it's not trying to manipulate. It's just trying to offer
Yeah,
the answer it can give, right?
yeah. And it's, at the end of the day, the customer just really cares about receiving an accurate response. And in some cases they would appreciate it. They might appreciate it if it's an AI, because they know they're not going to get BS, they're going to get real answers.
True. Yeah. Yeah. I know. What's the AI's commission? No. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just one use case, Thomas, right? So imagine if you've got a checkout funnel, if you've got an offer that you're selling through a webinar and whatnot, and you have, let's say, a 1% buy rate, but then you have 99% of leads which are victim to the leaky bucket.
Hmm.
Now you can have one-on-one conversations with 99% of these people. So you can have first the easiest layup if you've got a direct sales funnel is checkout AI, because with checkout AI you'll recover, um, you can generate another 10 to 20% of revenue, um, just from installing that. These are the numbers we've seen. You'll get like a 20. Well, if you account for the back end sales as well,
Mm-hmm.
um, you'll get about 20 to 30% lift in revenue just with that one use case. One use case.
And sorry, the use case we just walked through, or is checkout
Yeah.
AI different than the sales AI?
The one that we walked through.
Okay.
So sales
Yeah.
AI
Mhm.
is like a bracket of multiple AIs.
Gotcha.
Um,
Okay.
so checkout AI is one of those AI. Then we have nurture AI, where people didn't even get to your checkout page. Maybe they didn't even watch your webinar. It can just reach out to everyone that didn't even watch your webinar and say, "Hey, let's get you to the next step of the funnel. Hey, what are you looking for? What, like, you opted in, and let me answer any question you have about this business. What got you interested about, let's say, Airbnb in the first place?" right? And it's kind of like the AI is surveying, and it makes the customer feel really heard. Um, and I think there is, I can show another example. It's one of these discovery questions. So here, Max is asking discovery questions and saying, "Hey, I'm just curious, what got you interested in Airbnb entrepreneurship? Feel free to ask me anything about the course or how it can help you reach your goals. Let's chat." And then the person responds with, uh, "What got me interested is the ability to make money and help my family at the same time to make a future for my child." And then the AI responds, "That's a wonderful goal. Our course is designed to help you build a profitable Airbnb business while spending quality time with your family. How do you envision this business helping your family's future?"
Right. So that's, yeah, it's a good
Probing
salesman.
question.
Yeah.
It's like your best salesperson times like a thousand of them. You don't need
Right.
to hire more people in order to scale anymore. You know, um, some people think, okay, now I can fire all my sales rep. No, we're not there yet. But you don't need to, like, now one rep can do the work of three reps. That's basically
Right.
what
Well, like you said,
Mac.
like this, if you're using this as like an appointment setter, right? Just to like kind of close that piece. If you had, let's say, a really high ticket thing, you just needed high ticket salespeople for or something, or you have a great guy, arm him with
Or
this to just do a lot more outreach. And
And if you've
yeah.
got a low ticket now, you never had salespeople to begin with, which is fine. If you've got a low ticket, you don't need a salesperson. You just
Hmm.
implement Max. Now it's having one-on-one conversations, so it can ask probing questions and give them the solution based on what their pain points are. So over here, it asks a question: "How do you envision this business helping your family's future?" And then the person responded, "Oh, by a lot, by securing my child and my family's good health future with somebody that could help." And then the AI response, Max response, "Absolutely. Financial security is key to a stress free life. Our course can help you achieve that. It's designed to maximize returns with minimal time investments. How soon are you planning to start?" The lead response with, "By today." And then boom, Max just goes on after establishing some rapport to book a call with that lead.
Gotcha.
So it's, if you've got a info business where you're selling $100, even $50 products, a lot of times people just need that extra nudge to get to the next stage. And you know,
Do you
that's
have
what.
anyone using it for like e-commerce goods, physical goods that are shippable?
Yeah, so we have a couple of companies that want to implement it. Right now, we're speaking with like a $200 million a year revenue company that wants to implement it as well. So um, for us, we right now want to focus with info businesses. Like that's our core focus. But eventually, we will service e-commerce as well. But yeah,
Gotcha. That makes sense.
so
Stick with what you know to start, right? Mhm.
yeah, yeah, exactly. We've done over 50 million a year in the info space, so we're just doubling down on that. And um, I we've also implemented a lot of the sales methodology that help us make 50 million a year into Max. So it's like you're fully trained sales rep that understands like Tony Robbins sales. It understands Cole Gordon, Li Wild, all these uh, you know, sales coaches as well. We've implemented a lot of the learning spin selling techniques into Max.
Oh, very cool. What are what do you say to like the AI skeptics when they're just like, it's grown so fast so quickly in the last year. Like when you're like what is something that helps it kind of click for people in your experience?
Um, I think just a dramatic demonstration.
Yeah.
Once you see like this conversation that AI is having, it's hard to deny, especially as a business owner, right? You're like, you might have heard this before. a Max or AI is not going to replace human beings. It's just going to replace human beings with human beings that use AI. There's also the doomsday scenario about AI as well. Like the best way you fight like a bad AI is with a good AI. You know,
The AI
it's
wars are gonna, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Um, and I think most business owners are very receptive of this. They've seen the dramatic demonstration. They've seen what AI can do, what Max can do, and right away, like everyone. By the way, Thomas, like I've never sold anything like this with Max. Everyone that we speak to that sees this demo, they're like, "I need this. I want this." We've got like a very high close rate as well, just because the product is so good. It's
Yeah,
hard.
because something that's always held me up with AI is that there's so much new stuff coming out. There's new bots, AIs daily. That's tremendous. I can't keep up with it all. Like, how do you coach someone like me to like, hey, this is why this is different, and this is just how to think about AI as a whole?
Yeah, I think as a business owner, there's so many use cases, but you have to think about. I think like if you have a business, you need to think about, all right, how can I sell more often to more people, and how can I sell more, basically. And if you're a business owner, right? And then there's opportunities where you can see, okay, if I add AI into my business, it makes the product better. So you've got like helping out your existing business as well as your what your product can be. And I think that's like, so there's the discovery side and there's the optimization side. And I think right now with Max, what we built is you can just sell more of what you've already have. It's yours, 1,000 sales rep to sell what you've already got. So it's the most practical thing we built, because when you go into the discovery side, there's just so much possible. It's so convoluted almost. And I think everyone should put in the time to try to have the most practical uh, add on to their existing product with AI. For example, if you've got an agency program where you teach people lead generation, I would add an AI component, which is like, hey, this is how you can have AI uh, land you more clients. So it's still practical, not very like airy fairy, where you're like, hey, uh, you can have now your voice AI do all the sales for you. Like there's companies that are trying to do that, but even Google hasn't figured that out right now. The physics of voice, for example, having phone calls with AI actually don't work right now. Um, so we're still ways away from it, but just get your foot in the door with the most practical uses. And I think Max is one of them, which is why we're growing so fast.
Yeah, and the I was curious on the customer service portion of it. So let's say post sales, just the pure customer service management piece. That to me is always one of the first things that catches on fire for people as they start to scale. Is that it's hard for them to scale up good customer service and kind of bolt it onto their business or hire for it. How do you tackle that?
Yeah, so Max can also do customer service, but the reason I spoke about the sales side most on this podcast is most people are interested in that. They want to double and triple their profits. If you've got a business with 20% profit margins and you install checkout AI, you're going to double your profits because it's going to boost your revenues by 20%. That's literally doubling your profits. That's what happened with the example that I shared with you. They
Hmm.
doubled their profits with Max. I just get a measly software subscription from them, but they literally made hundreds of thousands of dollars with Max. Our like cost to reward ratio is like 50x. It's nuts. But customer service, yes, Max can do that. So on the video side, I just shared an example. I did a test ask for the customer support AI setup, where if customer asks the question, hey, for this program, for example, they uploaded their knowledge base, and I asked the question, "How do I land a client?" Max response with landing a client involves several steps. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but
Sure.
Max,
Yeah.
everything step by step. Thomas, you can see it here, right?
Yep. And can it handle things like, how do I reset my password and like those kind of just basic?
That's easy. Yeah, that's easy.
Like, of course. Yeah. That's the,
And then it also provides references on where it gets the content from, so they can check out the links if they're links. You know
oh, gotcha. To like the customer support documentation or things like that.
exactly.
So you'd feed it all of this into that. What'd you call it? Where are you feeding the content?
Into Max AI's knowledge base.
Yeah.
So
So you're feeding your knowledge base into Max's knowledge base, so then it can
yeah,
fully understand. Do you have to compartmentalize it to be like, this is for sales, this is for customer service, this is for X, or is it just all in one spot and it knows when to use what?
yes. So you can select whether this knowledge, this Google Drive link, is
Ah,
for
okay.
sales or customer service or both.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, yeah. And we set it up for you as well. So right now, for everyone that it's done for you. We'll set up the one use case for you, so you can start have Max AI do the sales for you. Will like integrate with your CRMs. Will work with your tech team. It's about like it's a 3-4 day process, and then
Sure. Yeah.
you just book a kickoff call, and like we'll obviously you first go to max.ai, maax.ai, and then you book a call. We'll show you a demo. We'll show you like based on your numbers how much can Max generate, because we have like numbers on exactly, if you've got a call funnel, what type of lift can you expect with this use case? If you've got a checkout funnel, what type of lift can you expect for this use case? And then you can project like the value Max will bring. And then yeah, uh, we get started and we set it up for you in 3 to 4.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really intriguing. Is there, with some, like, how much, if someone is cautious about it saying the wrong thing or things like that, which I don't think it could, because you're kind of feeding it the data to begin with. But if they're worried about it going off the rails or Terminator or something, like, what
Yes.
is can you massage different kind of prompts it can get, and like what kind of tweaking can you do to, yeah.
So whenever Max is not confident, so if it's confidence on a response is low, okay,
Okay.
customer asks a question or lead asks a question, and it's not sure because that data point may not exist in the knowledge base, it will forward that inquiry to a real human being, and then it will learn from that interaction as
Gotcha.
well.
Is it
That's
so
one. So
can you
go
set
on.
that threshold? So it's like, if, hey, to start, let's send everything, like, let's say it's a 5 out of 10, send it to a human, and then you can scale it up as you get more comfortable with it answering as you. So it's like,
Yeah, so for in the first month, we find that about 25% of the conversations would need some human assistance. It'll send it to a human, human will answer, and then, but then that number declines with time.
yeah,
Max also has uh, uh, machine learning with endpoint uh, as well. So when it says something and it sees, oh, I said this and it led to a sale, it's learning that too. So there's machine learning, you know,
it's
and
all
it did
optimizing itself, right, for for performance. Yeah,
exactly. So these are some of the numbers, like the 20% lift, 30% lift. We're seeing these are numbers for the first month we're seeing, because we just implemented Max about like 6 weeks ago for some, these businesses.
mm-hmm.
And so, but these numbers are most likely going to increase because the Max is getting smarter for your business, and
I
that's
love
what
that.
makes
Yeah.
this software so interesting too. Because With time, Max is so well integrated in your business, and you need to do less and less, and you have less biological inefficiencies in business, and you can focus on scaling.
Okay, that makes sense. Who, like, what level of business is this best serving? Like, is there different? It sounds like you kind of need to have some of your operations in place for Max to really maximize itself. But yeah, just what level are we talking about here? Like, what's the minimum viable company, if you will, that can really take advantage of this?
Yeah, so if you just go by the numbers, right? It will, let's say if you have a um, $10,000 a month business, yeah, you can like if you implement multiple use cases, you'll double your revenue. You know, if you're making $10,000 a month right now, you'll start making $20,000 a month with Max. Again, it's really about the number of like i- interactions, right? If you're making like if you're getting one lead um, a day, then
Right, it can't really.
maybe Max not right for you. But if you're getting like 100 leads, like a month, you know, if you're getting 100 leads in a month in your info business, then yeah, Max can start making an impact.
That makes
So it's
sense. Okay.
mostly based on like how many interactions. It's conversational AI. So yeah.
Yeah, more interactions, the better in that sense. And then, okay, because it seems like, yeah, the more that you have as far as like SOPs around customer service or knowledge based type stuff, you know, the trainings you've got or the sales pages and things like that, and the more you can feed into it, the more customized and better it can get, right? So
Yeah. And in the setup where we do it for you, like it takes 4 days, we'll set it up for you. We found like the biggest resistance point was like people just don't, business owners are busy, they don't have enough time. We have 130 people on our team, so we were able to allocate some resources towards Max. And we're like, all right, we're just going to do it for people so they can start crushing it and they can start doubling their profits.
gotcha. That makes sense. Well, this is really cool. So you said the site to check out is maax.ai,
Yeah.
max.ai.
Yeah. And just book a call, and we'll get you going.
This is really cool. No, thanks for sharing this with us. Are you traveling anywhere? Are you going to any different events this year or early next year? Anywhere that people can find you, check you out?
Uh, yeah, I'm trying to go to events. So, if you have any recommendation, I spoke at uh, traffic and conversion last year. So this
Oh,
year
nice.
I'm
Yeah.
probably going to do the same. I'm going to. I spoke at Copy Accelerator last year. So if they have an event, I'll do it again. But yeah, if you have any recommendation, I don't know how Affiliate Summit is, but I've never been. I might look into that.
Nice. Affiliate Worlds are great too. I just came back from Barcelona for Affiliate World. I've got the Bangkok one in December. I won't be at that one because I'll be at Amber's four room mastermind in Austin, which if you don't want to go to Bangkok, that would be a really good one to go to for you too, I think. So,
Okay.
and then where can people find if they want to follow you on social media or anything? Are you like posting stuff out there? Like if you're teaching and stuff like that, or like, yeah, where can they find you on social?
Yeah, good question. So I'm on Instagram. It's at Mr. Abdulio at MR ABDULIO at Mr. Abdulio.
Nice.
I'm going to be launching a YouTube channel soon as well, under Abdul Farooqi. So that's going to be out probably in like a month or two. We're just building a bank of videos that are going to be
Nice. This will
consistent.
probably release around then. We're recording this. It's August 1st right now. So yeah, we'll probably be launching. Well, this will probably go live when your YouTube channel's up, it sounds like. So go check out Abdul on YouTube. Yeah.
Nice, nice, yeah. And Max.ai, of course, that's our core focus, and I think it's going to help so many coaching and consulting business owners, creators, experts with their customer service, with their sales. So yeah, super excited about what.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sharing this with us. Yeah. We wanted to have you on because you're actually doing something with real results versus just the hypothetical, what AI can do for you and the thousands of different bots out there. So
Yeah.
No, thanks for getting us smarter about AI here. And to all our listeners, you can always email us at affiliated@clickbank.com if you've got any questions or feedback or guest recommendations or whatever it might be. It's affiliated@clickbank.com. And of course, you can check us out on social media. I'm over at Happy Scaling on Instagram and all that kind of fun stuff. And yeah, thanks for your time, Abdul, and letting us tap into your genius here. Really appreciate coming on and hope to get to meet you in person here one day.
Thank you. Yeah, looking forward to meeting, and thanks for having me.
Awesome. Of course. Happy scaling, everybody.
Happy scaling.
Hey, I like it.